morning, zoom, 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 zoom.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 6 of Zooma, Zooma, Zoom, Zoom, Zoom with Philip O'Hara, the show that examines today's hottest topics in just 2 minutes. Say hello to my expert panel. Go ahead.
Zibbity-doo, Biff.
Hi, my name's Karen.
Well, my name is Jane. Hi, and I'm.
Hi, I'm Matt, and I'm in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Panel, are you ready to get started?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And as you know, we only get 2 minutes a topic. All right. Trump. Just yesterday, he was asked, hey, do you agree to commit to a peaceful transfer of power? And he said, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I know what we should do is get rid of the ballots and there won't be a transfer of power. Interesting stuff from our president. Okay, 2 minutes.
I think it's a very interesting strategy, really, because when you think about it, war is a very good economic booster. So if we had a war on our soil, which
Sure.
we haven't had,
Are you talking about a civil war?
well, it could be a good economic booster. I mean, I'm sure that's what he's thinking.
That's the point. If you take away the ballots,
It's what Putin did, and it's working out for him.
Putin took away the ballots, Russia's sitting real pretty.
Right. If you take away the ballots, there's no transfer of power to happen, so there's no civil war. So maybe our president has a point.
This is terrifying stuff here. This is a truly autocratic move. He has been trying to say the ballots will be fake and that if he wins, then everything's okay. But if he doesn't, then he's not going to transfer power. I mean, this is serious stuff that we really have to take seriously. And I would say
Time's
it is
up.
unprecedented.
Wow. Civil war, that's something to ponder, right? Okay, next topic. The North Korean Navy this week spotted a South Korean government official swimming in their waters. When the South Korean told the North Koreans that, hey, I'd like to defect. I'd like to be one of you guys. They shot him dead and then burned his body in the water.
My dad
Oh,
used to
stupid.
tell me that joke.
What's that?
Sorry, I was just kidding. My dad used to tell me that joke growing up, and I still get a kick out of it. It still makes me, like the North and the South Korean, and one walks into a bar and the other's dead. And
Oh, no, it's not a joke. That wasn't a joke.
I think
That
it
really happened.
I really do believe it happened. I think what we need to talk about is everyone wants to be part of the group that doesn't want them, right? I think that's what happened here.
Like that Woody Allen quote from Annie Hall.
No, it was Groucho Marx.
Oh.
Let's get back to the crispy South Korean floating in the water.
Nobody could burn up in the water, so that can't be a true story.
They may have pulled him out of the water and burned him, but I believe they burned him. Matt, would you corroborate that?
This is actually the first I'm hearing of this, but this sounds like a huge tragedy and possibly an international human rights violation that should seriously be investigated.
just want to give a shout out. Karen used to be a private investigator. Maybe you could investigate it, Karen.
Time's up.
Yeah.
Karen, we're going to give you a little extra time. Go ahead, give us a
Oh.
perspective on the North Korean, South Korean conflict.
Well, wow. It's the same country that is in a civil conflict. And I think it's really sad that that happened to them.
Thank God we don't have things like that happening in our country.
I would argue that we might have worse happening.
Oh, it's been a pretty good week, Matt.
The point is it's easy to say it can't happen here until it does happen here. And so we really got to keep our eyes peeled for things like
Are we talking about an American Civil War again?
Yeah, I think it's a viable strategy in a lot
How
of ways.
would we do that, though? What would it look like? I don't have any guns.
Probably your neighbor has a couple that you could borrow.
My neighbor Jack, he's not next door. He's one house away, but it's a detached garage, so it feels like he's my neighbor. He's got guns, but
My neighbor has a ladder.
yeah,
gun-free households.
What do you think the odds are for an American Civil War happening probably pretty soon, right? Right around the election? I'm going to just start and say 70% could happen.
I think it depends on the under over. It's just,
I'd say the odds for a civil war in America, they're pretty high, like 1 in 2.
50%.
Yeah.
We may be looking back years from now, decades from now, and realize the Civil War has actually already begun.
well, the Civil War is over. Let's just be clear about that.
The new Civil
New
War.
one. The new one, because a war doesn't start with a bang. It starts with
A whimper.
a whimper.
Like a little.
Zoom, 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 zoom.